Hey folks, in this video I'm going to show y'all how to start your seeds for a hydroponic garden or aeroponic or whatever method you've got. I've got a couple of ways that I found that have been successful and that have worked well for over time. These aren't anything new. I'm sure you can find 1,000 videos of how to start seeds in a wet paper towel, but it is very effective and it does work. There's also another method that we're going to use, and that you can do what is called kind of direct sow. I use rock wool in my setups, and I kind of like to do this sometimes like this. These are kiwi that were direct sown in here, and they are growing slowly, but well, it's cold, so I don't expect them to grow well. So what I also have here, I'll just show you some that are growing. These are also kiwi that have been put in to the wet paper towel. They took a pretty long time to actually germinate. Granted, these are directly from some stuff we bought from the supermarket because they don't have kiwi, they grow here. And so these are growing. So there are a couple of methods you can do, right? Is to use a wet paper towel. So you get like just any kind of paper towel that you have. You wet it down really well. Usually you can do this in the bag itself, but it's okay. We're going to soak it down pretty good and make sure you do get it wet. You can also like put this under the sink and wet it that way. That's a little bit easier, but I don't have a sink in here, so I'm spraying with that. So you make sure this is good and moist. I think it needs to be a little bit moist. And preferably you want to do this on a very clean surface. You don't want any contaminants in here that will get mold. So, okay, that's good and wet. So I got a bunch of seeds here, stuff I can grow. I got some mustard greens, which I have plenty of. I got some lotus, and not really interested in growing that. Got roselle, already have some growing spinach. So, but I don't have any of this sprouting radish. So I'm going to put a few of these on here and show you how to do that. So I have spread out some of these neat little radish plants. I have no idea what they're going to look like. I'm sure they're going to be great. Put them on here. So I'm going to fold this up. Ooh, I got one right here. Oh, let's, they all tend to stick. So we will fold that up. And then you're going to want to put that into a plastic bag, like so. All right, we got it in our plastic bag. Now you want to seal it up. I don't seal it up completely. I like to get some sort of air in there, but not too much. I don't want to encourage gnats to come in here and wreck my plants. And it's also advisable to write down what it is you planted. So I am definitely the most forgetful one. So this is China rose, radish. Sorry, my handwriting's bad. So today's date, this is the 22nd. Ooh, lots of twos. That's fun. 2025. Can't believe it's 2025 already. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to let this thing chill out here. Now, a lot of this has to do with temperature too. Most seeds like to germinate at a particular temperature, and that usually between like, okay, this is Fahrenheit, so you might have to convert for Celsius if you live in those kind of places. Usually like 70, 80 degrees is a good temperature that you're going to get good germination, depending on what you're growing. Every plant's different. So right now it's like, I'm hoping this is the end of winter for us. It's like 30 degrees outside, and that's Fahrenheit. I think it's like what, about 0, -1 or something like that in Celsius world. So however, next week it's going to be in the 70s and probably going to hit the 80s, especially in this garage. So we may actually get some germination going on this week. So that's one method of doing it. So you just kind of put this, we're going to put this over here with some other fun things that we have germinating. And another method to do this is to direct sow the seeds into your growing medium. And I find this to be the easiest solution for me, because when these things get to a certain point, when I get the roots. That's not actually the roots. This has been reused. So when the roots pop through the bottom, I typically find that they're ready to go into the garden over here. So that's an easy way for you to do seeds. I found that any seeds work in a hydroponic garden or aeroponic, whatever. I haven't found that the only seeds, you know what? The only thing I haven't been able to grow is cilantro or coriander, if you're in those speaking worlds. I haven't found any of those to grow well. I've also struggled with lotus, but that's a pet project. Everything else I found that works great. Peppers, mustard, greens, of course lettuce. Everybody in the world grows lettuce. I don't know why people like lettuce so much, but I guess they do. Even trees, papaya trees, grow really well in a wet solution. Banana trees, everything. But yeah, just give it a go, try it. Sometimes it'll work. Some seeds will work, some will not. You just kind of keep trying till you find something that works well. And like I said, once these things get to that point, then you can drop it. Now, what we can do is we can transplant some of these over here. Granted, I don't want to put too many things into the bucket at one time. However, I do have some that are growing here and that are green and ready to go. Apologize for this. So one method, of course, is when these are ready, you see that these are green. They're ready to go. They are in here. Looks like the root is going in there pretty good. So let's be careful with this. I can focus out. Apologize, sticking my finger in there. There we go. Okay, I got that little guy. So we're gonna stick him in here. Now, create a little space in here for this. Now granted, I got way too much going on in this one. So it is very likely that I will be pulling these out. And just be very careful with these. These are, these are seedlings. They are extremely fragile. So you put that in there pretty good. Get that in there good. Should be a little bit deeper, but that's okay. And we got another one over here. That one's in there pretty good. Yeah, this is kind of why I like to do it directly into the medium, but I don't have that many of these right now. So, okay, we're gonna stick this guy in here. Now, sometimes you may get a little bit of the paper towel in there. That's okay. You can remove that later, or it may just dissolve over time. That's okay. You don't want to. You'd opt for a thriving plant instead of having a little bit of material in there. And really, a paper towel is nothing to worry about. So we got a couple in there. We will see how these go. I'd love to get some hydroponic kiwi going in here, but we'll see. Anyway, so you got a couple of different methods of things that you can try. This method also works well for soil too. It's a good way to kind of get these going. So once these get going really well, then you would put these in soil and then water them and then let them roll. So these have been germinating for quite a long time. I say this has been about a month. So sometimes you have to be patient. So best thing to do is kind of let it go, check on it every now and then, put it back to where you found it if nothing's happening. If you do get mold on some of these, maybe remove the seeds and put them on a new growing medium. That's happened. It looks like I've got some going right here. So I'll replace that. I don't want to grow mold, and probably best to change out the plastic bag as well, because mold has a way of getting around. So, all right, hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate your time. Y'all take care and see you again.